that when people say statements, I analyze statements very, very carefully and not look at those statements just like any other ordinary citizen. I kept on telling Zimbabweans that when Emerson Tambutsunako says, when my time comes, I would be gone. I'll pick my things and go as the president. And most people were characterizing that statement to mean that Emerson Tambutsunako will vacate the office in 2028. And today, Temba Mliswa recorded a video and he was standing with some ZANU-PF MPs and some officials, and he announced a comeback. But he acknowledged that us as traditional leaders, today I'm wearing ZANU-PF regalia because this is the party, and justifying himself as you will listen to the audio that I will play. But the question of today is, when he says we are back, he didn't say I am back. I am back, it was going to make sense, but he says we are back. And the question is, Temba Mliswa and who? Back to what? Does he mean back to ZANU-PF? What exactly is he back to? And these are the issues and more that I'll be pondering around on this statement. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So before I speak about it, let's listen to what he said with his fellow ZANU-PF people.
Masabuku, who are part of the traditional leaders. Takuita slogan tosakatapeka the ZANU-PF musazoti aiwa saitapeka zvakanakira kuchinja mutemo and the development of the people. We have always been there kuhondo traditional leaders angaripo komozovasiya sei matongero enyika. It's in our blood. Pano ndina honorable Muri Shuruku South, honorable Mpasi Shuruku North, DCC chairman Shuruku nandati urungurikani kurungere akazi Shuruku tiripo pana pasaka takabatana in the interest of the party, in the interest of the president, in the interest of regime rwese icho ndicho pambere ZANU-PF, pambere navamunangagwa, pambere neruzhinji rwevanhu, pambere netraditional leaders vasingazive tadzoka.
Yes, he said tadzoka. He didn't say, which means we are back. Not, he's speaking, remember when he started, he spoke about us traditional leaders, mentioning the chiefs, as well as also the village head and also the sapu. We know that Temba Mliswa these days has been pushing, even on his account it's written sapu Temba Mliswa. Now, this is revelatory. Before I go into comment section, let me say my piece because I just played this video the moment I saw it. Now, when Temba Mliswa says we are back, what does he mean? Does he mean he's back to ZANU-PF? To a lesser extent, I think Temba Mliswa can't say we are back. He has been part of ZANU-PF. Of course, not being, not holding a leadership position at any structure of ZANU-PF, but that does not disassociate him with ZANU-PF. Temba Mliswa has been part of ZANU-PF from the word go. Even if he was actually an independent MP, he was part of ZANU-PF. Even if he lured some members of opposition to actually vote for him, to mobilize for him to land into parliament via independent candidates. I remember during that particular period, Mnangagwa was campaigning to be the president. So may have been deployed there to secretly undertake that mandate with the members of parliament in an effort to actually lobby them maybe to pass a vote of no confidence against the then president Robert Gabriel Mugabe. We know he has been fingered in the death of the retired military generals Blessed Geza said so. And he has been carrying this title of being a traditional leader. What comes into my mind when he says we are back? Because he spoke at length about traditional leaders, and then he ended up saying Tadzoka. Now, caption this: Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, as we are speaking, some of his allies, they are already campaigning for CAP 4. They achieved CAP 3 at the moment, and they are already campaigning for CAP 4. What is CAP 4? In CAP 4, they want to install Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa as the king of Zimbabwe. Constitutional framework and all necessary documents have been already prepared, as bizarre as this is. So when Temba Mliswa says, us as the traditional leaders, we have always been involved in the politics, you know, it's the statement that I have always said, that you can't be a king and shy away from being a politician. So he says, us as traditional leaders, we've always been involved as in the politics of Zimbabwe, dating back from the days of the liberation struggle, and we are back. That on its own should signal the next phase of Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, now that he has achieved this CAP 3 nonsense. As nonsensical as it is now Constitutional Amendment Act number 3 of 2026. So when Temba Mliswa says he's back, I don't think he's speaking about him back to ZANU-PF, and I will underscore because he has always been there. He is speaking about them as traditional leaders now occupying political positions. That is where they are pushing Zimbabwe to. And I know it may make no sense to these people, but you know, previously I've always said, benchmark this video. You will see this will never happen. And this is the video also I will say, unless Mnangagwa is removed. You know, a lot of things can happen. A lot of predictions have been made before, but they are not yet fulfilled, even though some people think that they will never be. But I still stand on numerous positions that I have stated in the past. So, Temba Mliswa is simply signaling the coming back of traditional leaders into politics, this time around headed by Mnangagwa. That's why Mnangagwa wants all the chiefs in Zimbabwe to be actually part of ZANU-PF members. That's why in the bill they were saying the chiefs should be allowed to participate, and then after some time they reconsidered. They said, no, let us not introduce this now. Let me listen to people who commented. Anti-national corruption, someone says, Sapu, if you want to imitate China, don't just look at things that you like the most. It's not just a one-party state they have in China. Also, they have zero tolerance to corruption and economic crimes, punishable by a death penalty. Someone, Tankers Africa says, Temba, Makawina Kare, not in campaign mode. Zwachos, the country needs to be fixed. Tafara Opechoto says, one state party with punitive measures against red tape. Not this one. Someone says, what exactly are you singing for, Temba? Someone says, unlike Zimbabwe, they kill politicians that are corrupt. In Zimbabwe, corrupt politicians like yourself are rewarded. Someone says, if you need, let me see, was I? Okay. So that's what he says. He wrote also a statement. So people are responding to mainly the statement. He says, after CAA 3, what else remains than to work for national development in unison with the ruling party? China has become global giant while essentially operating with one political party. It's the perfect case study showing that the Western model of democracy is not a divine order. So he's speaking about one party state. One party state In fact, they will not allow any other opposition political parties to emerge in Zimbabwe. That is where Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa intends to take us to. That is why he is called a mambo, he is called a king, a Munu Mutapa, and is already calling himself a Munu Mutapa. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Okancubo Mhlabane is signing. Love and leave you. Let's meet on the other side of the live broadcast. Definitely as